Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be recreating this holiday card that I made last year in a Halloween format. So we lift up the square piece in the middle up on foam to give it some interest and dimension. This size of square, I just kind of eyeballed. I think it's a little bit more than 2.5, possibly a little bit less. I think it's a little more. I'm going to use the Happy Halloween sentiment from Ghostly Greetings from MFT and just center that in the Misty, and I want to stamp it a couple of times, which is why it is in the Misty. And I'm going to use my Pressure Pal for even pressure, obviously, so that it comes out crisp, which it does, so that's good. I will recommend just eyeballing measurements, honestly, for this. There is a particular measurement on the strips, the pattern paper strips, so we will cover that. But this square is somewhere around 2.5 inches. Just, I think I didn't measure it last year when I made the holiday cards because I was basing it off of the sentiment stamp, and I needed the sentiment stamp to fit. So I made the measurements work around that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to stick that down and then set that piece aside. We will be adding embellishments to it later. Then I'm going to be using the Stampin' Up! Cute Halloween. And right here, I'm going to be using my trimmer to figure out how wide those strips were. And it was 1.25 inches. So I'm going to cut 2 strips of ghosts. And then we're going to have 1 strip of the dotted paper in the middle. And you can change up how your patterns look and everything. Then I'm measuring the length, and it's, of course, somewhere on my trimmer where there's no lines for measurement, so I'm going to eyeball it. And just to make sure that they are all the same, I'm going to line them up and make sure they match at that eyeballed point. I'm going to hold them down and trim them all at once so that I don't have to do that 3 times. So then, my tip for sticking these down is hopefully helpful. This is the card base to make sure that, because we have such a strict measurement on the strips, I cut off that edge from my card base that always seems to go over 4.5 or 4.25. So then 4.25 by 5.5 for the base, a tiny, tiny bit over to make sure I don't have any white card base peeking through. So we will stick down the black cardstock. I just used my thin black cardstock. I'll be doing my Michaels haul tomorrow because I came home from work today and promptly slept for 3 hours. And I did get some heavier black cardstock at Michaels, so I will be showing that to you tomorrow. So my tip is to start on the left side, get your adhesive on your strip, and just make sure that the 3 sides look even, the top, the left, and the bottom. Then take the other one, and I'm still going to use the left, so I'm going to turn it upside down, make sure my image is going the right way, and make sure the top, the left, and the bottom look even. It's about 1/8 of an inch. I don't really know. It could be smaller. And then just center and make sure it's even on all sides for your middle one, and then it will look fantastic. So eyeballing is not that bad sometimes, and I recommend it. So I'm going to lift this center panel or sentiment panel up on foam tape before we add some embellishments. And I didn't want to get into my Halloween box because my craft area is messy right now and there's a bunch of stuff on top of it. But I happen to have embellishments next to me in my drawer that worked out for this card, so that's good. So I'm going to be adding a couple purples and a green, and that will finish off our card. I promise I will have slightly more complicated cards this weekend as I have more time to make videos. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.